And I spoke to my brother 2 weeks before the genocide. I asked him if he was aware of what's going on and whether he should leave the country. And he said, "Oh, my big sister, you're always looking over me. I'm okay, I'm fine. You know, there's nothing wrong here. We have the UN here and everything is fine." Within 2 weeks, the genocide started, and he was among the first people killed, the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks into genocide. Then I spent 3 months waiting to hear or to get into Rwanda. It was very difficult to know or to get any news because the international community and all the media had left. When I eventually went to Rwanda, which was just after the genocide stopped in July the 4th, I went in August, just a month after it stopped. And my sister was in the army. I found out from her that my entire family had been told to go to a school where they would be protected during the genocide. And alongside other Tutsi families, they went into a classroom and waited all day where they were herded and they waited, no food. Children were screaming. People who didn't know what to do, they didn't want to go out of the classroom just in case they got killed when they were outside. They thought that was a secure place to be. At about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, trucks came full of men wielding machetes, and one by one they hacked them to death. They had no chance, they couldn't run away. There was a pit that had been built, nobody knew why, but obviously it was all well planned. They dragged them into that pit, some still screaming and crying. Majority of them hadn't died, and they put them into the pit, one on top of each other, and then put stones and any soil, anything they could find. So many did suffocate. And by the next day, only about 7 people had survived out of that, and one of them was my cousin, and she accounted for everyone who was there. In the context of Rwanda or myself, forgiveness has no place at all. Reconciliation will only be there if there was justice. There hasn't been justice, therefore reconciliation and forgiveness to me is a cliche. If you're a Christian, which is what I am, and I know the values of forgiveness as a Christian, but in Rwanda, I can't see how I can forgive anyone. Living next door to people who killed your family, give an amnesty. They have their families. They have their lives and aspirations. What do I have? Because to me, if whatever you do, my only responsibility is to ask for forgiveness, then I may as well just do what I want to do, kill my neighbor, scream at my teachers, hit my whoever, because I feel that I don't have any way of addressing, or there's no checks and balances for me. There's no responsibility in terms of me being held responsible for my actions. And as long as there's no justice, justice means that if you have committed a crime, if you have done something against the community, if you've bullied your friend in school, you've done it because you've thought about it. You're not sick. We are all normal people. When we want to be normal, we will be normal. So what makes you go and do bad things and then think, well, I've made this action, I've made a decision to go and bully my friend or to kill my neighbor, but the only thing I worry about is because no one is going to care about this. In the end, if I ask for forgiveness, everyone will forgive me and we'll reconcile and live together thereafter. So I think for me, justice is paramount for reconciliation, even for forgiveness. Because there's no way you can forgive somebody until they are responsible for their actions, until they are held responsible for their action. I can't forgive anyone. I can't forgive for my family. And I've been told, as a Christian, if you don't forgive, you might, end up having all this burning anger in yourself, and that is going to destroy you. No, you will never destroy me. Because I address that by doing something for survivors, by speaking out. But that does not mean that I have to reconcile and I have to be forgiving them. No.